What if your house kitty has been silently begging you to stop doing one thing, and you had no idea? Not with a meow, not with a hiss, but with quiet glances, sudden hiding, or strange behavior you brushed off. Well, here's the truth. Cats don't randomly act out. They respond to your world. And this one thing you think is harmless, it throws theirs completely off balance. But don't worry, we've decoded the signs. And once you hear this, you'll see your cat's behavior in a whole new light. Stick around, because the final one will completely flip what you thought you knew about your fluffy companion. But first, let's start with number 20. Never ignore their window. Time. Have you ever wondered what your cat does all day while you're away? Now imagine if your TV was taken away, your phone vanished, and you had zero gossip from the outside world. That's exactly what happens when a cat's view to the outdoors gets blocked. For an indoor feline, a window isn't just glass, it's prime entertainment. Birds, shadows, rustling leaves. This is their drama series, action movie, and nature doc all in one. Close the curtains all day and you're not protecting them from distractions. You're cutting off their lifeline to the world. It may look like they're just lounging, but their little minds are constantly absorbing motion, light, and movement. Remove that, and you risk mental dullness, restlessness, or even sudden behavior changes. But don't worry, we're just getting started. Because next up, we're opening the door, not literally, to a secret that's way dirtier than you think. Number 19. Never leave the litter box. Dirty. Have you ever walked into a smelly bathroom and instantly wanted to walk right back out? Well, imagine having to live in it. That's how it feels for your indoor cat when the litter box is left dirty. Felines aren't just tidy, they're obsessed with cleanliness. Their sense of smell is far stronger than ours, so what seems like not that bad to you is a full-blown biohazard to them. A soiled box isn't just gross, it's stressful. It messes with their mood, their health, and even their trust in you. And here's the kicker. When it gets too much, they'll find somewhere else to go. Think your laundry basket or your favorite rug. And you might think it's rebellion, but it's actually a cry for help. Clean box makes a calm cat. But speaking of rebellion, what happens when you try to force a hug on a feline who just isn't in the mood? Number 18. Never force snuggles. Ever try hugging someone deep in thought and get that stiff, okay response? That's exactly how your feline feels when you scoop them up mid-nap for surprise snuggles. Cats crave affection, but only when they choose it. Forcing cuddles doesn't just annoy them, it chips away at the quiet trust they've built with you. Unlike humans who can politely endure an awkward moment, your kitty will remember the intrusion and start avoiding closeness altogether. They're not rejecting you, they're protecting their boundaries. Respecting their timing turns touch into a reward, not a punishment. And once they know you'll wait, they'll start choosing you more often. So next time they rub against your leg or settle beside you, know it's a gift. If you're just as surprised by what your indoor cat really needs, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the bell. You won't want to miss what's coming next, because it turns out your cat's emotional needs go deeper than you think. Let's dive into that next. Number 17. Never assume silence means contentment. Have you ever mistaken your cat's silence for satisfaction? Just because your little roommate isn't meowing up a storm doesn't mean all is well in their whiskered world. Felines are masters of subtlety. So while humans might vent, pout, or post passive-aggressively, indoor cats often go still, too still. That quiet presence on the couch might actually be boredom bubbling beneath the fur. Or worse, emotional withdrawal. You won't always hear distress, it shows up in tiny signs. The slow blink that stops happening, the once playful tail that now lies limp. Silence in cats isn't always peace. Sometimes it's a signal wrapped in stillness. So, pay attention, not just affection. Because behind that calm exterior might be a plea for stimulation, change, or connection. And speaking of change, ever wonder what happens when you keep feeding your feline in the exact same place every day? Let's talk about the mealtime mistake that zaps their joy next. Number 16. Never keep food in the same spot. All the time. Do you ever wonder if your cat's food routine is too predictable? You might not realize it, but feeding your furry friend in the same spot, at the same time, every single day could be killing their hunting instincts. See, cats are natural hunters. In the wild, they're constantly on the move, tracking and finding their meals. When you give them their food in the same place, day in and day out, you're actually removing the excitement. It's like if you had the same meal in the same spot at the same time every day. Sounds pretty boring, right? Your indoor cat needs mental stimulation, so changing the location of their meals creates a mini hunt every time, sparking their natural instincts and keeping them sharp. It's a small change that can make a big difference in their mood and overall behavior. Now, let's move on to something even more important: how to handle them when they misbehave. Number 15. Never punish them like a dog. Ever tried punishing your indoor cat like a dog? Let me tell you, it's a huge mistake. Cats don't operate the same way dogs do. When you scold or give them a timeout, they don't learn a lesson. They just become fearful or confused. Unlike dogs, who might respond to correction, felines remember negative experiences for much longer. It's not the same as a dog's bad behavior that can be corrected with firm discipline. No, with cats, a harsh tone or punishment can make them retreat, shut down, or even develop trust issues. They're far more sensitive to your emotions and actions. Patience, redirection, and positive reinforcement are the way to go. And trust me, getting them to respond in a positive way takes time, but it's well worth the effort. Quick question: which one had you thinking, "Uh-oh, I've definitely done that so far"? Drop a comment below and tell us which indoor cat mistake caught you off guard, or which one you realized your feline's been trying to tell you about for ages. We're reading every single thing, and honestly, if your cat had thumbs, they'd probably be commenting too. Now, speaking of things that could damage their trust, let's talk about it at number 14. Never declutter their hiding spots. Have you ever thought about that random box or pile of clothes under your bed? To you, it might just be clutter, but to your feline friend, it's a hidden sanctuary. Think of it like a personal panic room. Cats need these spots for comfort, safety, and let's be real, a little solitude when things get overwhelming. Decluttering those spots might seem like a harmless task, but for your cat, it's like taking away their most sacred space. You wouldn't want someone cleaning out your secret hideaway, right? The same goes for your cat. These spaces are essential for their mental and emotional well-being. Without them, your kitty might feel a little off balance. And before you think it's just about hiding, there's another way they satisfy their instincts that you might not have thought of. That's right, we're talking about number 13, never skip vertical space. Have you ever wondered why your indoor cat spends so much time on the windowsill or trying to climb every shelf within reach? It's not just for fun, it's because they need vertical space. Cats are natural climbers, and it's how they feel safe and in control of their environment. Imagine living in a room with no furniture. Wouldn't you feel a bit trapped? That's how it feels for them without places to perch, jump, or climb. It's in their DNA to want to rise above, not just physically, but emotionally. Without these outlets, their stress levels can rise, and they might act out in other ways. Just like humans need space to breathe, your feline friend needs their high spots to thrive. So don't skip this crucial element. If you thought that was a game changer, wait until you hear about number 12. Never let them get bored. Ever notice your cat pacing around aimlessly, looking a little too bored? Well, that's not just a cat thing. It's a serious problem. Indoor felines, just like us, need mental and physical stimulation. Without it, they fall into what we call apartment blues. Imagine being stuck in the same room with nothing new to do, no exciting challenges to conquer. It'd be pretty dull, right? Well, for your cat, it's even worse. Cats are natural hunters, explorers, and climbers. Without toys, new hiding spots, or a change in scenery, they can get restless, even depressed. It's like living in a world of beige, nothing to spark their curiosity. You've seen that look in their eyes when they're not being engaged. But don't worry, this doesn't mean you have to overdo it. Just small changes like rotating toys or creating new spaces for them to explore can make a big difference. And speaking of things that bother them, next up, we'll dive into how you might be overwhelming their senses without even knowing it. Number 11. Never use strong scents. Have you ever wondered what your cat thinks of that fresh, lavender-scented air freshener you just spritzed? Well, here's the thing. Your cat's nose is up to 14 times more sensitive than yours. That pleasant aroma you adore might actually be more like a chemical attack to them. Strong scents, like air fresheners, citrus oils, or even scented candles, are overwhelming and can even be toxic. Imagine someone throwing a bucket of strong perfume in your face every time you enter a room. It's no surprise your furry friend might hide or act out. They're simply reacting to something that's invading their senses. Just like humans can feel suffocated by overwhelming smells, indoor cats experience the same discomfort. And it's not just about dislike, it can actually affect their health. Now let's take a look at the next big no-no. Number 10. Never tease them with outside access. Ever wondered why your indoor cat stares longingly at the door every time you open it? It's not just curiosity, it's instinct. Teasing your feline friend by cracking the door but never allowing them outside disrupts their natural desires. Imagine if you were always told you could go somewhere exciting, but were never allowed to. Frustrating, right? That same feeling resonates with your pet. Cats are hunters at heart, and their instincts are built on exploration. Denying them even the smallest taste of that is like holding them back from being themselves. So, if you're committed to keeping your cat indoors, be sure to give them a safe space to fulfill those instincts in other ways, like window perches or interactive toys. Speaking of keeping your cat happy, ever thought about how much space they truly need? Let's talk about number 9. Never trap them in one room. Ever caught your cat staring longingly at the door, pawing at the crack as if willing it open? It's not just an innocent gesture. They're tapping into deep instincts. When you tease them with a glimpse of the outside world but never let them experience it, you're stirring up frustration. It's like dangling a dream in front of someone, but never letting them have it. Cats are natural explorers, and that outside world calls to them. While you may think it's harmless, it's actually making them anxious and agitated. Indoor cats can live happy, fulfilled lives, but they need their territory respected. If you're committed to indoor living, ensure they're fully entertained and enriched inside. Don't leave them in limbo. Now, let's move on to number 8. Never skip a vet visit because they seem fine. Have you ever thought your cat was completely fine, only to realize something was off later? Well, here's the truth. Cats are experts at hiding discomfort. They might act like nothing's wrong, but internally, they could be dealing with issues you can't see. It's not that they're trying to hide it from you. They just don't show pain like we do. Imagine if you were feeling under the weather but kept on with your day, trying to act normal. It's the same for your feline friend. Skipping regular vet visits because they seem healthy can lead to serious problems going unnoticed. Indoor cats might be less exposed to the outside world, but that doesn't mean they're immune to illness. A routine checkup can catch things early, so you never miss an opportunity to keep them in their best health. And speaking of health, let's talk about the importance of light in their daily life. Number 7. Never leave the lights off. All day, have you ever wondered if your indoor cat is feeling off, but you can't figure out why? Here's one that might surprise you. Never leave the lights off all day. Just like us, Cats rely on natural light to regulate their internal clock. Without exposure to daylight, their circadian rhythms get all out of whack. And when their rhythms are messed with, their mood can take a hit too. Imagine living in a room with no windows and no real sunlight. How would that affect you? Same goes for your feline friend. Cats need light cycles to stay happy and healthy, just like we need sleep and food. So next time you leave the house, keep some light flowing. Trust us, your cat will thank you for it. And speaking of things to avoid, let's talk about their eating habits and why it's not always what you think. Number 6. Never assume they're just picky with food. Ever notice your cat suddenly turning their nose up at their food, even though they've always loved it? It's easy to chalk it up to them being picky, but don't be fooled. Just like us, cats can lose their appetite when something's off in their health. If your feline friend is skipping meals or refusing their favorite treats, it's a red flag. This could indicate stress, illness, or even dental issues. And just like humans who don't feel well, cats won't always show it in the obvious ways. So if you've noticed your cat isn't eating like they used to, don't ignore it. They might be trying to tell you something important. And while it's easy to think it's just a phase, never brush it off as a feline mood swing. Now, let's talk about something that can really mess with their vibe. Number 5. Never blast the TV or music. Have you ever noticed how your cat reacts when the TV is blasting or the music is cranked up high? It's not just a quirk. They're not fans of the noise. Cats have incredibly sensitive hearing, far more acute than ours. What we think of as background noise feels like a full-on assault to their delicate ears. Imagine if you were bombarded with loud sounds all day. It would stress you out too. In fact, constant loud noise can trigger a cat's stress hormones, raising their cortisol levels and making them anxious. This can lead to behavioral changes like hiding, scratching, or even over-grooming. So, next time you're jamming to your favorite tunes, remember your feline friend might not be in the mood. And while we're on the topic of stress, ever wonder how much daily playtime helps calm them down? Let's dive into that next. Number 4. Never forget to play daily. Do you ever wonder what happens when you skip playtime with your indoor cat? It might seem like they're content just lounging around, but here's the truth. Even 10 minutes of play can completely transform their mental well-being. Think about it. Would you feel energized if you never got to leave your desk or go for a walk? Cats are no different. Without an outlet for their energy, they can become anxious, bored, or even depressed. That favorite toy of theirs isn't just for fun, it's a lifeline. Playtime allows them to express natural hunting instincts, and it keeps their mind sharp. If you skip out on play, you're unintentionally leaving them in a mental rut. The good news is, it doesn't take much. Just a little time to bond with your feline friend each day will make a world of difference. And if you think you've mastered everything they need, wait until you hear. Number 3. Never underestimate how much they watch. You ever wonder if your indoor cat is paying attention to more than just their food bowl? Well, they are. In fact, they're constantly monitoring you, your energy, your movements, your moods, everything. Just like how humans pick up on each other's vibes, your feline friend is tuned into even the smallest changes in your behavior. A sudden shift in your tone, a different stride, or even a brief change in routine is enough for them to sense something's off. They might not vocalize it, but rest assured they're feeling it deeply. It's like when you walk into a room and instantly know someone's mood just by the air in the space. Now imagine that. But your cat does it all the time. So when your mood changes, their behavior changes too. Speaking of shifts, let's talk about the next thing that could be affecting them when you come home. Number 2. Never bring home new smells without warning. Have you ever noticed your cat acting strangely when you come home with a new scent? Whether it's a dog smell, a new perfume, or even the unfamiliar cologne of a friend, your feline companion immediately notices and reacts. Cats have an incredible sense of smell, far more sensitive than ours, and those new smells are not just interesting to them, they can be overwhelming. Just like humans might feel uneasy or anxious around unfamiliar fragrances, your cat can feel stressed or even threatened. That's why it's crucial to approach your feline friend with calm energy when you return from a new environment. Reintroduce yourself gently and give them time to adjust. This simple act helps your cat feel safe and reassured. But there's more to keeping your indoor cat comfortable. Ever wonder what else they're sensitive to? Stick around because up next is something you may never have expected. Number 1. Never assume they don't feel lonely. Have you ever wondered if your indoor cat might be feeling more lonely than you realize? It's a big mistake to assume that cats, being independent creatures, don't need your attention or companionship. Just like humans, they thrive on connection and can become emotionally disconnected when left alone too long. And unlike dogs, they won't bark or whine. They'll quietly retreat into their own world. If you've noticed changes in their behavior, like sleeping more, hiding, or showing less enthusiasm, it's a sign of loneliness creeping in. Treating them like a piece of furniture, only to be acknowledged when it's convenient for you, can take a serious toll on their spirit. They may not ask for constant attention, but they do crave your presence and affection. And voila! That's just the surface of what you should never do if you have an indoor cat. It's easy to overlook the little things, but for your feline companion, those small things can add up fast. Want to know more about your kitten? Trust us, we've got more surprises in store for you. Stick around and discover even more about your cat in our next video.